In this recording, I will show you how you can open geospatial data from TriplyDB into an application called QGIS. Now, QGIS is one of the most broadly used geospatial applications in the world. It has all of the features that you might like to process geospatial data. And TriplyDB is a database with linked data standards, including GeoSPARQL standard. And of course, the GeoSPARQL standard allows you to extract geospatial data. So let's see how we can extract data using GeoSPARQL from TriplyDB and then load that into QGIS. And to emphasize that this works for any data set that uses the open OGC standard called GeoSPARQL. I'm going to start out with creating a query. We're going to create a query called QGIS. And I'm going to select the data set. Again, you can specify any GeoSPARQL data set that you have in your TriplyDB instance. But I'm going to select the cadastral knowledge graph, which is the knowledge graph of the Dutch Land Measuring Agency, which includes all of the plots of land in the Netherlands, and also many other geospatial information in the Netherlands. I'm going to publish this as a public SPARQL query, because it's also exposing public data and open data. But you could also do this with closed data if you wanted to, using secure API tokens. That's also possible in TriplyDB. We, of course, have to select some kind of geospatial data in the SPARQL query. And one of the ways to do that is to specifically look for either well-known text serializations or geography markup language serializations. In this case, I'm specifically looking for well-known text or WKT serializations. Okay, let's kick off that query. I'm also going to show you that it's quite scalable, so we can do relatively large, including nationwide layers. So this is a layer of, let's take the first 20,000 results. I'm now saving this as a new query, and this gives me a persistent URL to this query, which I can use to download the query in different formats. I'm specifically interested in the CSV format, so I'm adding .csv in the URL. And so this is basically using the URL that I've saved in TriplyDB in order to extract the payload of the SPARQL query. You can see that this is being saved in a file of around 87 megabytes. And let's go to QGIS now. So in QGIS, there's different ways to introduce data into the application. I'm going to show you the most simple format at the moment, which is the delimited text layer. And you already saw I was saving my query, my SPARQL query, into comma-separated values, CSV values, which is one format of the limited text. But some of the other layers may also work, depending on the structure that you extract from TriplyDB. But let's go for the limited text layer today. And then I have to specify a file. That's the only reason, by the way, why I have to download the SPARQL results. Otherwise, I could have just copy-pasted the query URL, would have been even quicker. But no worries, I can, of course, also download the file locally and then open it in QGIS as well. It's just one extra step, but not a big step. I can even do some of the tweaking. There's lots and lots of features in QGIS, but I'm simply going to add the 80-something megabyte of well-known text literals onto the map. You see actually that QGIS is now maybe saying, oh, this is quite a lot of data, but just hang on there. It actually works quite well. So what we did now, for those of you who know the Netherlands, you see that actually the whole surface of the Netherlands, or at least the vast majority of the surface of the Netherlands, was extracted now in that one single GeoSPARQL query. And of course, now you can introduce additional data, and you could have additional properties of each of these surfaces, and then you could do your geospatial analyses. Just to prove to you that this really is the Netherlands, I can put OpenStreetMap under there, and then you can see indeed that the Netherlands is being loaded, all of the plots of land. This is quite high detail data, and even for high detail data, you see that it takes a couple of seconds maybe to download it from TriplyDB. It takes maybe a couple of seconds to load it into QGIS. It's not a big deal. It's actually a large data set, but still quite performant. So that's how you can export geospatial data from TriplyDB, use it in very advanced geospatial software like QGIS. So this is something that you can definitely try out, and let us hear what you think about it and whether it also works for you. Goodbye.